Hello goddesses! Welcome back to Habits of a Goddess YouTube channel. So today's video I'm really excited to talk about is my self-care investments. These are things that I have done on my journey that has been a tremendous growth to my overall well-being. And I do want to say that I know a lot of information is out about self-care and self-love, and there's a lot of teachers, a lot of gurus that are teaching this, right? And a lot of times we hear a lot of information that is just surface level. And what I mean by that, sometimes, going to get your nails done or going to get your hair done or going to get a massage and going to lunch with a girlfriend. It's like, yes, those things are really nice, but those are not going to be the things that are going to transform your life. I do want to make it very clear that these are investments that were internal for me. These are things that people didn't see me doing because it's almost like that factor of, I'm doing this internally and you're not going to see the results until towards like the middle, towards the meat of me doing the work. And I'll break that down for you because I know it can be a lot maybe if you're new to this channel, if you're new to Habits of a Goddess. And a lot of times we see people and we're like, whoa, like, what did you do? What did you change? Did you change your hair? Like, are you in a new relationship? Like, you have this amazing glow about yourself. Like, what is going on? And a lot of times, people don't see the work that you're doing internally. So they can only measure or only check off like, oh, she went and got her nails done. Oh, she got her makeup done, her hair done. Oh, she got a new wardrobe. They can see those things, but those are not the things that are going to truly transform your life. It can transform your outer appearance, but internally it won't transform you. So I'm going to share with you some tips that have transformed my life. These are investments. And when I say investments, I mean that I took the time, the resources to contribute to this. So I'm going to start with therapy. Therapy was one of the first investments that I used on my personal development growth, on my self-care journey and self-love journey and spiritual journey. Therapy was the ultimate, like the most expensive investment I think I can ever, imagine, because I went to therapy for about 4 years, and it can be costly, but I do have amazing news for my lovely listeners and my lovely subscribers that BetterHelp is sponsoring this video, this episode. And for my listeners and subscribers, you do get 10% off of your first month of therapy. So that will definitely help you start the journey of investing in your self-care, your mental health, and just overall well-being. I know how it feels when you are starting this journey. You may be feeling like you want to talk to someone that's not going to be judgmental and that can help guide you on this journey professionally. So definitely check out betterhelp.com/habits of a goddess and take advantage of investing in yourself professionally. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. And I wholeheartedly support taking care of your mental health over anything. I think when you can transform your mindset, you have a different perspective in life. So BetterHelp is definitely the choice I would make if I'm going to start investing. It would definitely be investing in therapy with a professional therapist. And BetterHelp is super easy. I do have on the side how you can easily go on the website and you can fill out a questionnaire form, and they will recommend a therapist for you that is catered to what you're looking to work on in therapy, and you can definitely benefit from this investment. So remember, therapy is a luxury investment because you're taking care of the most important thing, which is your mind. Don't forget, you get 10% off your first month of therapy when you visit www.betterhelp.com/habits of a goddess. And thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this episode. I so appreciate it because I know therapy has been one of those investments that have paid off. I wouldn't be able to sit here today and just create and pour into this community without first foremost going to therapy and working on those traumas, those childhood triggers, just things that I definitely have faced in my young childhood and young adulthood. Therapy was one of those first investments for me. So don't be afraid to start investing in your overall well-being. Definitely check out betterhelp.com/habits-of-a-goddess to take 10% off your first month of therapy. So let's move on to the second investment of self-care. It is personal development books. Now, there's so many books out here, and I could just give you a whole list, but I don't want to overwhelm you. I want you to actually take time to maybe go to your local bookstore. Yes, actually drive yourself and go to a local bookstore. I know we're so used to Amazon and Barnes and Noble online, but actually, if you can, if there's a bookstore near you, go in and walk through the aisles in that bookstore and see what book stands out to you. What book is calling to you to pick up and start reading today? So one of the books that has helped me on my personal development journey and just investing more into my self-care was The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel. I've definitely talked about that in a previous video. The 4 Agreements is a really, really great book. I don't want to give it away, but it really talks about how the attachment styles, detaching yourself, and a lot of times parents tell us things as a child and we start to believe their version of their reality, right? And we stop creating our own reality. We limit ourselves. And so I love The 4 Agreements because it definitely talks about deprogramming what you learned in your early childhood, deprogramming that, because a lot of times it doesn't serve us in today's world. What we were taught as a child, it doesn't serve us anymore. We're not a child anymore. Or those were limited beliefs from our parents. So The 4 Agreements is a really great book to start reading on your self-care journey. It's a great investment, and there's tons of books out there. I will try to put together like a list of books. Definitely check out Habits of a Goddess Instagram page. There is a book highlight icon. Definitely look at those books that I've already shared, but I would definitely put together a list of books that I've personally read that you guys may be interested in. So definitely work on your self-care, investing in books that are going to serve you with your overall growth spiritually, personal development, and all that. So definitely check out that. So another tip that is great for your self-care investment is seminars. I cannot stress this enough. The energy in the room, the speaker that's on stage, the person that's to your left, the person that's to your right, being in a room with people who are like-minded, oh my God, that's a great investment. I've been to countless seminars, and some have pros and some have cons, but I feel like, today I can definitely pick a seminar that is geared to this version of Jasmine, because in the past, those served me at that version that I was at in life. So going to seminars that are growth, personal development growth, look in your city and see what seminar that may be coming up in your city. Or try a city that is new to you and see what seminars is coming in that city. So I will look for things that are women-focused space, or maybe a mix, gender mix, depending on what your goal is, right? And get in the room with people who are working and striving spiritually, evolving, overall well-being. So put yourself in that room that people are energetically just, they're striving for more success in life. And not just financial success, but spiritual success, well-being success. So seminars is a great investment. I've spent countless thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars going to seminars that really, when I was in the room, like something just like a light bulb went off for me, and it inspired me to take a next step in life. And a lot of times we feel stagnant in what to do next because we are not in the correct room. We're still in the room with people who are doing, or people who are at our level, but they're not going any further than we are. So we want to be in the room that our people are expanding beyond we can ever imagine. So I would just look for different motivational speakers that are having seminars in different cities, and go travel to the city they're in. Don't wait for them to come to your city. You go to their city. Go to whatever city that they're traveling on. So I would definitely check out seminars that are geared towards what you are working on in life. So that's a great self-care investment. Another self-care investment, and this one is actually kind of free, it's podcasts. So Habits of a Goddess podcast, I definitely have to plug in, is one of the best self-care investments that you can have in your personal development toolkit, right? When I first started this journey, if I couldn't go to seminars like, Oprah, or if she had like a masterclass in person or something, I couldn't afford to go to it, but I would watch or listen to her on a podcast or a YouTube channel, like on a video. So I would definitely go through the self-improvement or educational category and look for podcasts that are geared towards what you're working on. Definitely Habits of a Goddess. But there are so many different podcasts out in the world that can definitely help you on your self-care journey too as well. So definitely check out some podcasts that is going to just contribute to your growth. So another self-care investment that I love is journaling. And I have my notebook here because I constantly journal every day. I have new ideas that come to me. And so I say when you are expanding, you're going to start exploring your creativeness, right? Things are starting to come up for you, and you're going to want to tap into that energy. And it's such a beautiful energy. So keep a notebook with you, keep a gratitude journal with you. Even check out the Habits of a Goddess gratitude journal. So this gratitude journal is definitely going to give you some prompts on what you can write. And it also has like my self-care plan for the day. I love this gratitude journal because it's like a little checklist of what you want to check off for your self-care for today, and you can create your own affirmations on the side too as well. So journal is a great self-care investment because you can start to explore more of your creativeness through releasing any stagnant energy out of you too. So if you feel like you have a creative block, right, going on, maybe write down the thoughts that's in your head. That's another thing too as well. When you are going through different seasons in your life, take this journal and start writing down everything that is just in your mind. Put it on paper, release it. And then you're gonna also have, a different side of a journal where you can start writing down your ideals and your thoughts that's coming to you. So definitely use journaling to help you on your self-care journey. I cannot stress this enough. When I started the podcast, oh my God, it has so many ideas, so many rich, delicious ideas of what I want to talk about. Sometimes it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would just wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I want to talk about this on the podcast, or I want to create a video for this. And I would grab my journal and I would start writing those ideas down to paper. So as you are releasing, you are also calling forth things that feel good to you. And journaling can help captivate that, and you can always reflect back on it and you can see your growth. That's a great way to track your growth too as well. Like on day 1, when you first started listening to the podcast, how are you feeling? Write that down. And then on day 30, how do you feel after listening to the podcast for 30 days in a row? It's trackable. So have a journal. Definitely check out Habits of the Goddess gratitude journal, and write down your goals, your inspiration, or things that you may want to release. Whatever it is that you want to put in the journal, use it for that. So that is a great tip for your self-care investment. And the last tip that I'm going to share with you guys is meditation. Oh my God. So there was a time that I was like, oh my God, meditation is so boring. You just sit still and you sit Indian style and, I can't stop thinking the thoughts that are coming through my mind, like, oh my God, these are nasty thoughts. Like, how do I stop these nasty thoughts? And you know, I realized that meditation for me is different from the next person. It's different from this person, and it's going to be different from you. So find ways that works for you to meditate. And it could be meditating in nature. It could be meditating in a sacred space in your home. It could be meditating while you're driving in the car. So what does that look like for you? Find ways to meditate that is going to ground you and keep you present. That is a great self-care and investment, because a lot of times we get anxiety, we feel anxious. I mean, our day starts to kind of get carried away, and sometimes we just need to get back into our body. We just need to get back center into our heart, and we need to find ways to release any stagnant energy from our body, and meditation is a great tool. I love meditating, and Habits of a Goddess have different affirmations that you can meditate to. Just have it playing in the background and just kind of ground yourself in a quiet, still place, and just let it flow. So I hope these tips helped you on opening up to new ways that you can invest in yourself through self-care. I mean, we talked about therapy, we talked about meditation, journaling, going to seminars, reading books, podcasts. These are different tools that I use to invest in my self-care. And as you can see, it starts on the inside. It starts with your mindset. And when you start to invest in yourself internally, on the outside will change. I mean, your skin glows, you become radiant, you walk and talk confident. Like, there's just a different vibe about you. So it starts on the inside, and if you want to see change around you, you have to change the person on the inside, and that starts with you. So thank you, goddesses, for watching this video. I appreciate you, and don't forget that you can take 10% off of your first month of therapy. BetterHelp is going to offer my listeners 10% off of your first month of therapy, and you have access to a professional therapist. So check out betterhelp.com/habitsofagagoddess to invest in your mental health, invest in your growth, invest in your self-care. Taking care of your mental health is self-care. It's a great investment. I highly recommend betterhelp.com/habitsofagagoddess. And don't forget, you have the power to create your own reality. Bye.